we start already?
Yeah, welcome to another episode of podcast. The energy level is...
I mean, we usually record at like 1 p.m, 2 p.m.
Actually,
Because it's 10 a.m.
Okay lah, 10:30 already. Had breakfast and everything. Had coffee. Welcome to another episode of podcast. Woo!
What?
Awkward silence.
No, I know.
Yeah, okay. Yay, we have a guest today at the podcast.
What's up?
What up? What up?
What up? What up? What up? Oh, am I supposed to introduce myself?
Yeah.
I thought you would intro me.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. We have
Yvette.
Pei Lin here today. Pei Lin's my friend.
Okay, that's all for today. Thanks for watching, guys. We're terrible at this. You want to, like, I don't know. How do you want to frame yourself?
I don't know, like,
We're friends from uni,
yeah.
and then like what? I don't know what. Like we're just here. To
We're off to a great start, guys.
Yeah.
Maybe you can introduce the topic, kind of.
Huh?
Introduce.
No, introduce. We haven't even said her name.
Oh, my name
Oh.
is... Okay, my name is...
The name. We said
Oh,
the
we
name.
did?
Yeah,
Oh
she
my
said...
God.
She
Yeah.
said
Pei
her
Lin.
friend,
Pei Lin.
Lin,
But
yeah.
usually we call her
PL.
call her PL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Owner of Take a Slice Home.
Okay.
Oh,
That's
no,
not a
oh.
plug, by the way.
I mean, we can plug. I don't know. I don't know the plug goes to who lah. But we just plug lah.
Anyway, Take a Slice Home got more followers than the
Oh,
podcast.
fuck.
Burn.
Yeah. So we invite PL today because I guess we just want to talk about some other topics. You know, usually when we bring a guest in, we usually try to expand our topic range because me and Yvette only have
This area of
this amount of
expertise.
things that we can talk about. So
Like how we invited Tammy to talk about LGBT.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Pierre, why why did we invite you to this podcast? Well, what did Yvette tell you?
The world of dating apps.
Oh, woo!
Yeah.
Dating apps and
In Singapore,
dating
I guess.
in
Oh, yeah,
general,
Singapore.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess.
so-
yeah.
It sounds as though like oh, you're the experienced person. Lots of experience.
I'm pretty sure Yvette has a lot of dating app experience.
Yeah, but like minimal.
Like-
Maybe wait. The first thing they wanted to cover was kind of like the background, like
Like
what
context,
were
isn't it?
like our experiences
Yeah.
and why we invited. I guess that also explains why we thought that we can talk to PL about this. Somebody who is more experienced than us.
A bit more lah. A
bit
bit
more,
more lah.
Yeah.
Okay, we can start. What's your dating experience?
Oh, dating experience, not app, but just dating.
Yeah, we can start with that first.
I got my first girlfriend when I was 21. So I'm a kind of a late bloomer. Yeah, in university. Yeah. Then that relationship lasted close to 2 years. Yeah. Then I broke it off and then I was single for the next 5 years, 6 years. Yeah, before I got together with Yvette. Yeah. So Yvette's my second girlfriend. Yeah.
What's
5 years, 6 years?
Cute one.
I got together when I was 29. Wait, this year I'm 34. This year I'm 34. 5 years ago. So, yeah, 29.
Yeah. Then I was 25 lor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember we were going for Muay Thai at Tai Seng.
Oh really?
And then you were just
Oh.
telling me about Canada.
Huh, really?
Yeah.
It was then
Yeah. It was
Wow.
like,
Yeah, the Muay Thai at Tai Seng.
Yeah.
Wow, that was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow. No, it was a trial. It was like a 1 month trial, right? Then it was like
Yeah.
$24 for
Yeah,
one
for
month.
like one class or a few classes?
No,
4
few classes,
classes.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we went then
I thought you all were doing the craft mug.
Yeah, we did
Maga
that.
we did
also.
after.
We did it.
Oh my god, yeah, that was the period you were just doing all this.
Yeah, because we were like, wow, 1 month trial. Oh, you just
Yeah.
do lah.
Yeah. Krav Maga was fun though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, it's like,
So, I mean, I don't know. I guess that's about it. Like, that's my dating life in general. I've tried dating apps because dating app is not exactly that long ago, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it is. I've been around for a while,
I
but
think when we graduated from uni that period, it was already getting
Yeah.
widely used.
yeah,
So how old were we? With 23 around that period?
22, 23.
Yeah.
I think after I came out from that relationship, the first relationship, I don't think I think I only started using dating app when I started working. Yeah, so I just started to just try lor, play and see what do you get. Then I think Tinder just came out, or rather get popular in Singapore. Yeah. Then I think I used I have a friend who also tell me, oh, go and try OkCupid.
Mm.
Yeah. Then think that's it. That's the only two I did.
Tinder
I think
and
back then don't have
OkCupid.
coffee meets bagel yet.
Yeah, I think that was relatively
Yeah.
newer.
But I don't really like dating apps. I think at the start it's like, oh, so cool, so many chobus, right? Like woohoo, just swipe right. Then you also realize that you swipe them not enough. They need to swipe back at you. Yeah, then there's this whole thing of like, oh, how do I craft my profile, right? What's the first photo I want to show?
Yeah.
What are the
Maybe,
things
like,
I want to
curate
say
yourself.
to make myself sound interesting? Yeah. And then like, yeah, I think I only match up with just like 2 or 3 person only. But there's only one person that I really had like proper conversation with. But I think after a while I also got bored, so I didn't follow up with the conversation after a while. Yeah. So that's about it. That's my only experience. Yeah. Because after a while, I guess like when I use the dating app for a while, I realize I feel very tired because it feels very superficial. So while you are judging people by their look, you also realize that people are judging me by how I look. Yeah, then it becomes a lot more, I guess, like mentally you also feel more self-conscious about like, oh, do I need to look better by working out, by losing weight and all that stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Then I just kind of like got tired of it. It's like, yeah, so pretty, so what, you know? Yeah. It's just like, yeah, just damn jaded after a while, just like, fuck. Then I just kind of got off it. Yeah.
So it means you only use for like what, 1 year?
No lah, I don't think got 1 year lah. Maybe a couple of months lah. Cause it's like every day you just swipe after a while you just like, I think this is back then before Tinder had all those super
Features,
like it's just purely you
Swiping.
like or don't like and then that's it.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, that's my only experience. Yeah, nothing. Never met a girl through never met physically.
So you just chatted.
Cause yeah, that girl that I spoke a lot with, I didn't ask her out lah. Yeah, we spoke quite frequently for like maybe 3 weeks. I would like to think it's about 3 weeks to a month.
Wow, it's quite long
Yeah.
for not meeting up.
Yeah. I didn't pull the trigger because I was just like, I also not very sure. Like she was fun, she was easy to talk to. And it's like kind of like the text, right? It's like we have multiple conversation going on.
Right.
Yeah, so it's like always very long text. It's like,
Yeah.
answering different things.
Stress.
Then we were working, right? So it's like you don't keep replying, but like whenever you reply, you try to reply to everything. Yeah. But I remember I lost interest after I went on a trip.
Oh.
I went for a holiday. Then we kind of like stopped talking that much. Then come back, I kind of like lost that momentum.
Right.
Yeah. So that's my only experience. But if you're talking about dating in general, I'm usually the person chasing.
Oh, right. Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess if you're talking about in real life pursuing somebody, you do that more often than through dating apps.
Oh, is it?
I don't know. I'm asking.
No, like cause basically it's just basically no one chase me. There's no one come to me like, Kenneth, I like you.
I want you.
Yeah, no, don't have. It's always I want this person and that person don't want me.
Right.
Yeah. So most of my dating or like I won't say dating, but most of my like when it comes to relationship, it's always me trying to get into a relationship with someone. Yeah. So the
which
concept
in that
of friend
5
zone
years of being single has happened, right?
has happened a few times. Yeah. Because I'm someone who, when I really like someone, I think I fall quite quickly. And sometimes to my detriment because like you won't know that person so well. What? So it's kind of illogical to be so invested in it, although you barely know the person. And I kind of like will, I guess, tunnel vision lah. Like once I really like the person, like I don't care about any other girls anymore. Yeah. So I kind of like close up my opportunity in that sense lah. And it's not very healthy. Like if the relationship work out, you're like, oh, so sweet, right?
Yeah.
But if it doesn't work out, that's like, dude, you're dumb lah. A fucking waste of time because the person also don't feel anything about you. Yeah. And also in my first relationship, I think it sets a bad precedence because I really chased that girl for very, very hard. Yeah, like she rejected me multiple times, told me things like we'll never be together. Yeah. Then I kind of like stuck it through. Not in a good way. I feel like it's not the healthy thing to do. Yeah. And we got together lah. Yeah, eventually.
It's a classic example of like persistence.
Yeah, but
yeah.
but
It's like what Hollywood likes to
but
celebrate.
you
Yeah.
you see, but the problem is because
don't know
of
if
that,
it's
right?
good.
Because of that, right? I thought that persistence will always pay off.
Right.
Oh.
And
right.
subsequently, when I was chasing other girls after when we broke up, you realize that that's not always the case, lah. Yeah. So, yeah, that's my I guess story. But when it comes to Yvette, it was different because
I'm ready.
Let's hear
no
it.
because I guess also from that few experiences or so from chasing girls that don't want me, my friend also kind of like point out like I think you're just obsessed with the chase and you are obsessed with the idea of it's like I'm the protagonist, right? Then I want to be the like that you want to craft that story of you, the story of persistence, and eventually getting that person, right? Yeah. So my friend also told me like it feels like whenever you get rejected, the more you want it.
You want something you cannot have.
Yeah, and then you kind of go down that hole lah. So you always trying to get girls that you can't get. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I realized like, okay, actually, you know what? I kind of like reflected. I was like, she's right lah. My friend is right. So I started to be a bit like, try to move away from what I usually think girls that I want. Yeah. I try to like be a bit more open-minded in like, just hanging out with other people and see how things go. Yeah. I think that's eventually how we got together lah. In fact, when we got together, I didn't think that our relationship would last so long. You were thinking that we will get together, we're gonna settle down, eh? No, right?
No, I guess not. I mean, you wouldn't know until like maybe the second year mark, I feel.
Right.
Because the first year, you're just like, okay, 1 year, wow. And then
But
you'll be like, okay, let's see what's
So
the next
see,
year
the
gonna be
difference
like.
is that in the previous relationships that I wanted to be in, I always feel like that person is the one.
Huh?
I go in the relationship thinking that I will eventually marry this person.
Wow.
I never thought about going in a relationship just to be in a
See what's
relationship and
gonna
see
be.
what's up.
Yeah.
Right. So that was different for
Yeah.
Yvette, like,
So for Yvette, it's just like I
going
just go in
through-
and see how things go. Yeah.
Oh, the turntables have turned.
Yeah.
Is that a line from a movie?
The Office.
Oh shit.
That sounds wrong as well, right?
Yeah, it's wrong.
tables are
What?
turned.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why it's
that's
funny.
So what's the actual line?
How the tables have turned.
I'm very confused about it. The joke just shoo.
So I knew it had to
Lucky
be a
one
line from
person
the...
got it.
Yeah.
Then who's next? Yvette.
Yeah, mine would be
Yeah.
quite short, I guess. I mean, my first relationship is with you when I'm 25.
But you have all the dating
before
app
that, yeah, okay, so I
experience.
think I started using dating apps. Maybe like last year of uni, and then like after we graduated from uni, then got time, so I really like put more effort into using, right?
After graduated from uni, got time? Or
Yeah,
you mean like
before I found a
start-
job.
Okay.
Yeah, before I found a job, then I got a lot of time. So I think I used like OkCupid, Tinder, Coffee Meets Bagel. I think that was all there was at that point in time. I
Yeah.
think Bumble wasn't so big
Yeah,
yet.
Bumble is still
Yeah.
quite low key.
Yeah. But I remember trying out Bumble also, but I don't think I met anybody. But one thing I noticed is that after a while when I go through all these apps, I see the same people again.
Oh my god, yeah.
So you see on Tinder, it's like, oh, okay.
No.
Later you see them on OkCupid again, you're like, oh, okay.
The funny thing is that if you match with them on one app, and then like, but nothing, like no conversation happens there, and then you match with them on another app, then it's like,
Awkward.
yeah, it's like, okay, did we already like, have a moment?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so I got used. And then I think I got meet a couple of guys through the apps. Because usually, right, when we chat, I can't remember, maybe that was my rule of thumb also. I don't want to like chat for too long because it takes a lot of effort to text somebody. So I would rather meet a person maybe within the first 2 weeks
Yeah.
to suss whether we got chemistry or not. If not, then I don't want to put in effort.
Mm.
So I think that's why I will like be willing to meet them. Then I think most of the time is usually the guys initiate or like, yeah, probably most of the time. Because maybe that was your problem, you never initiate.
You mean
I
what?
thought we
Initiate
always
sounds-
chase.
No, I mean through the app lah.
Oh,
That's why he
right,
never met
right,
anybody
right,
because
right.
he
No.
never initiate.
It's not I never initiate. It's I swipe, they never swipe me back.
No, I mean when you were chatting already.
So there's only one person. There's
Yeah
only
lah,
one
that one
example.
person.
But and that person I didn't initiate because I still didn't really feel it. Yeah.
Not
But
feeling
if I'm feeling it, I will definitely initiate
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
So anyway, I think most people don't have that kind of like mindset. They will usually just like want to meet up just to see what it's like first, right? And then take it from there. But then anyway, so I got meet a few guys. Then there was one memorable but poem guy.
Oh, I remember that.
It was when we were going on our
Krav Maga.
No. We were going on our grad trip.
Wait, okay, refresh my mind.
Okay. There was this guy, I think I matched with him on OkCupid. I think it was OkCupid. Then I think we had like a pretty good conversation going because I think we had similar interests. Like we were talking about reading, like he reads also, and I guess he writes as well. So we were like talking. I think he's like 1 or 2 years younger. So he was still at NSF at that point because we were like 23.
God.
Yeah, so he was still at NSF.
21. So he's going uni? No. Working. Just gonna
I
go.
don't think he was going uni.
Okay.
But he was like 22, I think. Or something like that. I can't remember.
Okay.
Yeah. So we met once at Bedok. That was, of course. Yeah. I can't remember why we ended up at Bedok, but I was like, yeah, sure, Bedok, okay, near my house, I'm happy because I don't need to go too far as an effort. So he came all the way down to Bedok. I don't think he lives in the east. Then we like had pretty good conversation, I guess. So I thought like, oh, it was fine. Like it was pretty okay. Like I'll be interested to get to know him more. And he seemed quite into me.
Why you shudder, yeah?
So cringy.
What?
Anyway, moving on. So then after that, we had like I think he asked me out a second time, but I think he was coming on too strong for my liking.
Right.
Like I think it was a good conversation that we had, but I was like, this is going way too fast in my opinion, because I was like, I'm not even that into you. Like, what's this pressure that I'm feeling? Yeah. So then we went out a second time. Then he took leave there.
Wow.
To meet me there. Then I felt like damn bad, even though I really didn't want to go. But I went anyway.
As in like the second date you already don't want to go.
I really don't want to go.
Oh yeah. Then you still went, right?
Because I felt bad, right? I mean, he took leave there. I feel bad there. And
So what
leave
you
very
do?
bad. So we went to eat Nando's.
Like, why you must take leave to go in on Nando's?
Just had lunch lor.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. So then after that we went to like, I wanted to like zao already. I tried to make excuse. I need to go shopping. Like for my stuff for my grad trip. Because he knew that we were going on grad trip. Then he still went with me to like Kino. And I was like, oh, okay, go Kino. Trauma. Then we were like looking at books at Kino. Then we were like looking. Then we were like just like, browsing the shelves.
Then you're like, look between books. Then you
Then you have That's your dream, right?
Then your
That's
hand,
your fantasy.
hand touch the same book.
No, you browse. Then after that, like
No, it was worse. So he like took out a book of love poems by Pablo Neruda.
Oh. No wonder, because I added that book. I added Pablo Neruda to my Goodreads list. And then she was like, "Why you add Pablo Neruda to your Goodreads?"
So anyway,
I
yeah.
thought it was
So
romantic.
so he started reading out from that. I was like, no.
Reading out to you.
I was like, no. Yeah, I was just like, I think my soul was dying. I just died for like a moment there. You know, you have that like soul and
He's
dissociation.
like a romantic though.
He is. So I think he's a huge romantic. So he might have this romanticized idea of the person that I am also. Right. Now, in hindsight. Yeah.
My God.
So anyway, he did, and I was like, oh no, I'm dying inside. Then I was like texting Jeanette. It's like, Jeanette, I'm dying. So then I can't remember whether it was the same day, but it probably was. But before we left, because he knew I was going on a grad trip, I told him that I will be probably uncontactable for like 1 month or something. I can't remember. Was that how long our trip was?
Yeah.
Probably. So then he gave me a gift to bring on the grad trip, which was a nice notebook. I actually used it, when I started working. And then he gave me like a fancy pen, which I also used because it was pretty good. And then he wrote like a poem on the first page of the notebook.
Oh wow.
I ripped it out.
He was
and
really
threw it.
You ripped it.
What dude though?
Yeah. And then I never contacted him after that. So he like kind of wished me like oh, bon voyage, that kind. And then I was like, oh, thanks. And then like
It's
it
true.
just
Still
never
through the app.
connected.
You're talking or
Oh,
phone
we were
number.
like texting, right?
Texting.
Yeah. But then he never contacted me after that, so I think he got a hint.
Right.
Yeah. So I think he just come on too strong. If he had taken it slower, I think maybe it would
But
have
you could have
been
told
better.
him also what?
But I didn't know what. This is like my
Right.
first
First foray.
yeah, correct. First foray and like having somebody interested in me.
Okay.
So I didn't know how to deal with it.
Yeah.
I was like, what's going on? This is
Right.
too much. I just
Right.
wanna go and enjoy my grad trip with my friends.
Rest in peace, our fallen brothers.
Oh.
But I get what I mean lah. Like coming too strong.
Yeah.
I think I have friends also. Like I think this I think common problem when girls face when guys like you're not that into the guy yet. You're like okay, kind of interested, but if the guy come out too strong, you feel
overwhelmed.
overwhelmed,
Yeah.
right? They kind of like, yeah.
You need time, man. Like guys also wouldn't like it, right? The girl come on too strong.
I don't know. I
Depends,
never.
I
No one
guess.
come
I
on
don't
me
know.
before.
Oh, okay.
I cannot relate. Cannot relate even.
Sorry, is this PG-13?
No, it's not.
This is no all the fuck all the PG-13. I know, like, you know, when I upload this, when I use Anchor to the platform then you at the end you can put like whether your podcast is clean or explicit.
Right.
Put explicit.
I put clean. I lied, guys.
Kind of lie, everyone.
it ain't no clean. Yeah.
Dirty.
How about you? What's your you have any?
Okay, so I had
Bring closer a bit.
okay, hi. So I had 2 like serious relationships before. So the first one was like about 8 years. Like started in junior college, ended like after uni, slightly after uni. Then I had I think I used dating apps for like so I tried dating then after the first relationship. And it was my first time like ever like dating.
How old were you at that time?
24,
24.
right? 23, 24. Yeah.
Like early years of working, right?
Yeah.
Were we together yet? When
Not
we broke
yet.
up?
Probably
I
not.
thought you were still
Eh,
together though.
yeah.
I
Actually,
feel like you're still
y'all
together.
y'all just met, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I felt like when you broke up, it was
It was a bit
something I
after.
started. I know because Yvette told me.
Yeah.
So it means you broke up only when we were together or something.
Right. Yeah, it was during that period.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah, so then I tried because I didn't know what dating was. I mean, like, because 8 years in a relationship.
Yeah, and,
And since you're
dating in
a kid,
JC
right?
is very
Yeah.
different when
Yeah,
you're compared to
yeah.
when you're working adult.
Yeah. So then I had like so I started using dating apps. I think I used like Tinder. Okay,
Later we can discuss the merits of all
Yeah.
apps.
I think I tried CMB also.
Mm.
Coffee Meets Bagel.
Yeah.
So these 3 apps.
But Coffee Meets Bagel is such a... I tried a bit, I think. I remember.
It was a very like serious.
But for guys, it's like you have
partner.
to... You have to give coffee beans or something on, right?
No,
Or
I think there's just like
You're-
limited beans. So there's like a limited number of people that you can like give
Give
your
away.
beans. To.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Give your beans.
Yeah. Just like give a few, it's like, oh, okay. You have to wait until like tomorrow
yeah,
or the
to wait
next
for
week
the
or
next day.
but
So
then
it's
just like...
like
okay.
delayed gratification.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. Okay, and then you tried those?
Yeah, so I tried that for like 1 year, and then it was
1 year.
yeah, about 1
Wow.
year.
Okay.
Right.
Sounds about that.
And during the 1 year, you got met up with people lah.
Yeah.
Through
I think
those
I like
apps.
situation shit.
Oh my god, too many.
Situation. Wait, what? Wait, is that a thing?
Situationships.
Yes,
Yeah.
situationships
That's the
is basically like when it's like 2 people who have feels or in like some sort of dynamic, but it's not defined.
So haven't DTR lah. Haven't
Yeah,
defined
haven't
the,
like
the relationship.
defined anything. Yeah.
Okay,
God.
okay.
Kenneth, are you a boomer? You don't know situationships?
No. No, I don't know situationship.
Now you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never gone through that before.
Yeah. I think because okay, I'm the type of person when I date, I don't really date like casually. So like if I date, I kind of want like something more like serious. But I think because when I first started, I didn't really know what I was looking for.
Yeah.
And I didn't really know what I wanted to or the type of people that would be good for me or that I was attracted to lah. Because I was with one person for like 8 years, right? So it's like exploration kind of phase. Yeah, so I think I like met maybe like 4 people within that 1 year. Spread out across that 1 year, like very different dynamics, situationship type. Like yeah. So then so that was like my first foray into dating apps. And then I don't know what like do you want me to go into
I
that?
don't know,
or,
like what are you willing to share regarding like some of this? Like why those relationships didn't work out? Like,
situationships.
why those situationships did not work out?
I think cause like naturally I didn't know what I was looking for. So then I feel like I would attract that kind of energy also.
Okay, so like people who also have that same vibe of like they also don't know what they want.
Yeah, and you kind of like gravitate towards the more like unpredictable kind of energy.
I guess so. Also partly because maybe if someone is too serious, you'll be like also like maybe I don't really want to go so serious yet because you don't even know what you want.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah. So it was just like a lot of like random like swiping and then just like seeing like just meeting people. But then because also like I think I was quite like fresh into the dating scene, so I didn't really know what dating was. I mean, I didn't know what it was supposed to look like, or what it was
Or
meant
like
to
what's
be.
the
The protocol.
rules?
Yeah.
Like do is it just first date, second date? Does it mean something?
Yeah.
Are you
So I
giving
just
wrong
like
signal?
legit like just meet people, and I was super nervous. I think like I remember the first day I went on, like I started chatted with this dude on Tinder for like 3 weeks,
Oh,
and then we
okay.
had like I was like, hey, can chat, like can vibe quite well. So I think like texting too long also builds like false intimacy lah, or like accelerated intimacy, because you don't really know the person, but then there's this like kind of like idea
Yeah.
that's created through texting.
Yeah.
Then maybe you're
Yeah.
like telling them really deep stuff on text,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
It makes you feel connected to him.
Yeah. But then after that, so when I met him, it was like totally different. Like, I mean, we can still talk, but I think like the vibe was just like not my type. And then that kind of threw me off a bit.
Is it cause he's like introverted? Like
No, I think it's just like the style.
No click, lah.
the style.
Not the style.
He got no style.
It's just the way like he carried himself, lor. It's just like not my kind of like.
Not confident, maybe.
No, I think it was confident, but I think it was just like certain traits that I wasn't
Like no chemistry lah, basically.
Actually, we vibe quite well, but I think he was a bit materialistic, so I didn't really like.
Oh, you
I
find him a
wasn't-
bit materialistic.
Yeah, so I wasn't like into that.
Mm.
And then yeah lah, so it was kind of like a downer when you build that intimacy over like 3 quote unquote intimacy
Yeah,
over 3
yeah.
weeks, and then suddenly like when you meet, it's like, oh, this is not the person who I like thought I had in my mind. Yeah, so that was like my first like date, and then after that I was like so bummed out. I was like, shit, I need to take a break for a while. But I took a break for like a few weeks lah, and then I started using it again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
But yeah,
So do you think after that 1 year, it helped you to get closer to finding out what you want?
oh yeah, I definitely found out what I don't want.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's always the
Which is
first
a-
step.
which is-
Yeah.
Which is actually a very important step.
Yeah.
Knowing what you don't want is
Yeah.
It's a process of elimination sometimes.
Yeah, it
yeah,
is.
it is. It
Because
is.
then after that you realize, oh, okay, these are traits that I don't really like want, or I'm not attracted to. And they just like slowly cross off.
Okay.
Yeah. But then now I think like my mindset has shifted in a sense where now I'm like, I know what I want and what I'm looking for. So it's kind of like more like
So what do
aligned to that.
you think you want now? Where you are looking
So
for?
like
Are you willing to share?
yeah.
no, but then before I mean that 1 year of then you met somebody, right?
Oh yeah, so then
Yeah.
after that 1 year
There's a second
second
serious
relationship. I also met him on Tinder. But
Okay.
it wasn't like I was. So the funny thing is that when you're not looking, sometimes it comes. So I was in Taipei, and then I was.
swiping
My
in Taipei.
friends wanted to see like Taiwanese boys, but they were all
Oh.
attached. So they were like, "Hey, Pia, why don't you download? You're the only single one." So they started swiping for me for a while. So I used it for a while. Then we connected with this dude, and then so we became friends first. And then, so we just kept in contact when I came back to Singapore. Then eventually, blah blah, serious relationship, 2 years. It was LDR, yeah. So then after that ended, then actually that was like early last year, first first like quarter of last year.
Only last year, 2021.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Then I started the apps again, like in the second half of like last year.
So that means this current journey it started in June?
Yeah,
2021.
June to now. lah.
Mm.
Oh, then brings an interesting question. How is dating app
During-
life now
The
during
pandemic,
COVID?
yeah.
during
Oh,
pandemic.
Wait,
yeah.
your earlier question was like how does it compare, right? Between using the apps, her mindset back then and now.
Yeah.
That was your first question.
No, what are you looking for?
Oh.
Oh,
What,
I guess.
now you say it's clearer, right? What you're looking
Yeah.
for.
So I think for me, I'm looking for like a partner who is kind of like aligned with like my values and who is kind of like, how do I say? Like who also knows what he wants and self-aware and working on their, because no one is like
Perfect,
perfect,
yeah.
right? So I think like as long as the person's like self-aware of like what he needs to work on and is currently working on it. Yeah, I think it's more of like, okay, I just want to look for someone who's independent, and then we can like journey together along. Like
Like someone
we're
who's
both, like-
stable
yeah,
in a way.
I mean, it don't have to be like I don't think anyone's like really stable, but
Yeah.
it's more of like
I can fall anytime.
yeah, but it's more of like when you're aligned,
Yeah.
like, and you can, I think like if you can communicate like in a safe space with each other and you respect each other and you can trust each other, that's like something that's worth like thinking about.
Then do you think now that like, I guess when you first started using dating apps, that was like 4 or 5 years ago,
Yeah,
compared to now, like because we're older, do you think that
yeah.
makes it easier, like in terms of finding somebody at that headspace that you're looking
Oh
for?
yeah, I mean, sorry, I need to clear my throat. Let me do a major
You
clear.
want to drink?
Major clearance.
Let me
Major
bring
clear
down.
so that you can cut later.
Let me bring down the aircon. Very cold.
I think it's easier because like me 4 or 5 years ago was like someone I couldn't recognize. Like it's a very different person. And now like over a span of like 4 to 5 years, like I've like tried to work on myself, like self growth or whatever lah. And then so I have a bit more like clarity on who I am as a person, and naturally I think that will translate in the type of people that I want to look for. Yeah. And I think it's also a lesson in like establishing like boundaries. Like, yeah, you're gonna meet all kinds of people on dating apps, so it's more of like who you're gonna like let in.
Oh,
Yeah,
like who do you want to put the effort in?
yeah, correct.
Like now you are clearer on like how to gatekeep lah, in
yeah,
a way.
yeah, gatekeeper. Yeah, right.
That's interesting. Cause I feel like the consideration can be very different for someone, for a guy.
Right.
Cause, if you are not that good looking,
A guy, you mean?
yeah, it's not about whether who you want to let in. Cause
Like,
you're also
who
limited.
comes my way?
Yeah, because you're also limited by who is willing to give you that chance.
But
to-
you also,
to
yeah, but I think
connect.
it's also like
Yeah.
being like knowing that you are worthy of like
Yeah,
someone
yeah.
coming. Like it's not, you don't just let anyone
Yeah.
in, what, right?
Yeah, so
Regardless
I'm,
of whether you're good.
so
looking
I'm
or
also
not.
find it curious. Like actually, like our perspective of what is important in relationship also changes over time, right? I think I'll assume that most of us when we were younger, like physical attractiveness usually a bit more important. Yeah. Do you feel like some of these things that you kind of like look out for when you're younger versus now has changed? And if it's so, like what are the things that you care about more or less?
Right. Actually, I don't know. I think last time when I was like swiping like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, it was more of like okay, cute, can pass, then like
Can pass.
talk, that
Pass
kind of thing.
soccer ball. The guy cannot pass. Hey, this Kanina, this one left.
It's more of like, okay, cute, like I like his face, like kind of thing. But I think now it's more of, I mean, yes, physical attractiveness.
It's like still one.
still-
There's still that threshold.
I mean, you
lah.
gotta like the person's face lah.
Yeah
Like,
lah,
you know,
yeah.
you cannot not like,
Yeah.
because you gotta look at the person
All the
all
Disney
time,
fairy tales are
what.
all fake. Beauty and the Beast. Pui.
But
The story is fucked up though.
No, but then it's the mechanics of the app itself also what? It's,
yeah,
it
it's
places
focused on
Yeah.
like physical looks
physical.
front and center. Yeah.
yeah. But I think for me, like, it's not just physical. I think it's the vibe, like the type of like energy that the person puts out.
Like how they
And-
describe themselves.
Yeah.
You know, the photos that
Yeah.
they choose.
Yeah, you
also
can be
tell
damn
something.
hot, but your profile is shit. Is like, no way, man.
Yeah.
Like,
The basic.
just
My
a hot-
passion is
just a hot
traveling.
body. Yeah.
You see that every day, right? It's like fuck lah, traveling also passion.
No, got some like they just put like a bunch of like flags.
Huh?
Or
To
like, all
show
the
that,
places
yeah,
they
oh
go.
my god. That's such a humble brag, you know?
Yeah, and then like their favorite food is like hot pot.
Oh.
Looking for some
like
partner in
coffee,
crime.
coffee, whiskey.
Yeah.
I mean, I love those things also lah, but it's like that is like the definition of my personality. Right? Like I like this,
yeah,
all these things.
that's why.
Connoisseur for all this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Later you can tell us like what are the common like traits you see in the
Sure.
But to be fair, I think I did put like coffee.
But
and
it's okay lah.
whiskey.
Okay, to be fair,
Yeah.
some people are attracted to those kind of like,
Yeah,
you
like
know what I mean?
same, like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
same
Yeah,
taste
yeah,
lah. Taste
yeah.
lah,
So different people for different people, or like literally.
Oh yeah, so what is it like using the apps in a pandemic now?
Yeah, I think it was a bit hard at the start because like
You cannot even meet, right? at the
yeah,
start.
so when I first used it, I think that was like you couldn't eat in restaurants.
couldn't dine out.
Yeah, you couldn't dine out at all. So then like if I went on dates, so I think like the first person I met, like we just went to stadium, like you know this like benches outside.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's
Yeah.
there's like a sitting area.
It's like public area, just
yeah,
sitting and
just
chill
hang
lah.
out there. So
Yeah.
we just hung out there.
Open
and, like,
space.
Brought
The
like
Kallang there lah.
yeah.
Okay.
Then we brought like beer. and
Oh.
You don't go
stuff,
Kallang before,
yeah.
man.
I go-
So
oh my
confused.
God.
Kallang? Where's that place? Kallang? Okay.
Oh my god.
Fine, Kallang, I know.
So patronizing. How can you stand this?
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So then we went.
So
to
you all bought
stadium.
like some food and just hang out there.
We just brought like alcohol.
Uh,
Yeah, and just sat there
Hmm.
and like hung out.
but you cannot drink past that. Still cannot drink past in the public, right? 10:30 or something. Can you?
Nobody catch lah.
No,
Don't
police.
expose her.
Police. Are you listening to
Oh,
this?
Kallang.
Police. SPF. Petro Kallang Mall. Okay.
Yeah. So like a lot of us just like hanging out,
Hmm.
like in.
Is that like the default? Like, would people's like, oh, why don't you come to my place for dinner immediately?
But most of
A
the
bit-
people,
a bit,
most of the people don't really stay on their own.
Hmm.
yeah, lah.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Singapore.
Yeah.
Right.
That's true.
But like, so this guy that I met, I mean, we're still friends. So
Kallang
the-
guy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Kallang guy KG.
Yeah, but so on the second hangout, like we went to his house, like the
Void deck.
public area, like
Park.
no, like because it's a condo, so it's like functional area.
Oh,
So
okay.
just like hung out there and like that was very
Chill.
cash.
Cash. Cash me outside.
Oh my god, it's so old.
Interesting. Actually, there's something I wanted to ask. I can't remember what is it.
Pandemic.
No, something about like
What do you do when you meet up?
no, like looks and all. You got anything to? I knew. I
He needs to
just slipped my
collect his
mind.
thoughts.
But I guess now that you can like dine out again, you will just go and have meals lah. If you have dates.
Yeah, like I think because I mean they removed that restriction like late last year, so I have been on like dates where we just went to like bars or like restaurants.
Oh, okay, I remember already. If let's say dating apps don't exist right now, how do you think you will go about doing all this?
Shared interests.
So you will put yourself out there, like you will go for gatherings, like
I think
meetups.
I'm not sure about that, but I think more of like hobbies, I guess. Cause I
Like
like,
if you go bouldering.
yeah, if I go bouldering, then if I like
That randomly, casually meet someone.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Or
actually
like-
that's a good question. How do you meet somebody without apps now?
But I guess then more effort has to come into like putting an
yourself
effort
out
to
there,
like
right? Yeah.
attend like
Yeah.
stuff,
Events.
or like sign up for like workshops.
like
and
you know, if
stuff.
I'm interested in reading, then I have to go sign up for book
Yeah,
clubs.
yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Because I have friends who
Yeah, on Reddit.
who,
Yeah.
who don't believe in dating apps or who don't really like the idea of dating apps. And I can understand why. I think if I'm single now, I think I might go dating app for a while, but like I also will be like, this is so painful.
Mm.
Like I'll
Yeah.
remember all the reasons again
Right.
why I don't want to be on this platform.
Right.
Yeah. And then I think it'll be difficult lor. Unless if you don't have a big group of friends that you can still hang out and reach out to.
And then when you
how
get
do you meet,
older,
like-
your age groups also slowly they already get married, and then
yeah. So
that's
they
what you
always
have.
say like there's like two waves of marriages, right? Like one wave of marriage that your friends have is people who know each other, they got together when they're in school. So once they started working, they get married. Then the other wave is the people who get to know each other at work.
Oh,
Then after that, then they
No,
get
that's the
married.
thing.
Yeah. So it's like
Oh.
kind of like two waves
Right.
you will experience lah generally. That's what they say. Yeah.
but now what? But now that's kind of irrelevant. People don't really meet at work either.
I mean, I wouldn't say like not that relevant
Y'all
lah.
met at work, what?
yeah
Yeah lah.
but-
So, I mean, pandemic only 1-2 years event. And I will assume that it will pass lah.
Oh yeah.
I will assume lah,
But
sometime lah.
But then there's also like now I don't know. There are also those rules about like workplace romances, right?
Is
As in
it?
some people, like there are people who
shit
prefer
where
not
you
to
eat.
shit. Yeah, exactly.
Shit where they eat lah.
Yeah. And then really, as you grow older, when you talk to your colleagues, you still realize that they're all attached already,
Right.
Mm.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's also kind of hard to meet somebody in the workplace.
Mm.
Whereas compared to
Actually,
now dating
it
apps, you know
depends
they're
on
all
your.
single.
It depends on the industry that
Really.
you're in. Yeah, there are some industry you go in is like like I have female friends. I was like, hey, your workplace, like they're single. I say, your workplace, you don't have any guys that you can. They say no. Everyone there is all older men.
Mm.
Right.
So yeah lah, they're all married lah.
Yeah.
But they're not like people of her around her age.
That she wants to date.
Yeah, so it's like very hard to look around lah. But I'm quite sure there are some places that will be a bit like I think when you go to where we were our workplace back
Oh,
then.
a lot of
Actually a lot of young-ish
Single
Yeah.
guys.
single
Yeah.
Maybe
ladies
that's
and
a
guys.
reason why.
Oh, a
No,
lot of
what,
they
they're
hire.
young,
No,
right?
I'm kidding.
okay,
I'm
because they
kidding.
also hire a lot of fresh grads.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so I think that.
And there's a
helps.
male-dominated
Yeah.
industry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the department that we are in actually all female.
Yeah, lah. But I mean, in that department, you also got a chance to go out and meet
Yeah.
different divisions or different departments. Ma.
Mm.
Yeah.
So there's always, I mean, that's why you hear stories of, I think, people who've been in our unit before who have, you know.
there were quite a few. lah,
yeah,
actually.
they are right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Just that I didn't. Know.
oh fuck that.
You're in my unit.
Yeah, but actually talking about workplace, it's quite interesting because I think after we got together, we only told our colleagues like 6 months into a relationship.
Right. Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
I mean, we didn't make it explicit at the workplace, but we also didn't like try to hush all the way lah. Because I think the way we interacted with each other is still the same. Yeah,
Oh,
after we got together. So people didn't really suspect that much. They just thought
Right.
we became very close friends.
Right.
Yeah.
And people thought you were gay, so.
Yeah,
Shag.
I take it as a compliment lah. I don't know
Right.
lah. People like you.
So I mean, maybe that's why they wouldn't suspect you.
Got gay vibes,
I guess I remember when we told them, right, at I think it was the pub or something.
Yeah.
And then like Charlotte was like, huh?
Yeah.
She thought you were gay.
And-
So you were the like last person she thought that I was saying I'm together with.
wow.
oh my god. Yeah, I remember. That was.
I was like, okay.
But it wasn't the first time I heard about it.
Right.
Yeah, I have had another friend who also thought that I was gay. In my ex-colleague from a
Oh.
different department.
Diversion.
They I think the first impression they had was that they thought I was gay.
Mm.
Also,
I wonder
was
why.
like,
It's because you're too like
I guess I don't have that alpha energy.
natural. Oh,
I
that's
don't
true.
put out that alpha energy
Right.
because I'm generally quite like
beta.
Captain Obvious.
no, I'm alpha. I'm alpha in the way that I'm beta.
In a more chill way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember
I
there
think
was
that makes sense.
there was
Find
this
a way that's
It's like a
beta.
skin.
there was I don't know whether you all watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
The what's that guy the is it Charles?
Charles.
Charles.
Yeah.
But once he was so beta that the I think Gina did a lot of things for him. Then he's like, I'm like so beta that you did everything for me, so I'm actually quite alpha, right?
Yeah,
Then she's
yeah.
like, wait, no.
Yeah. I remember that. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's quite interesting.
Oh.
But yeah, I guess did I dress? I don't know.
No, you just wear office clothes.
You
I
know,
think
wear
it's
office
just
clothes
not
on.
the typical like dominant
Yeah.
like alpha male lah.
Yeah. Or
And
like,
then people immediately like, okay.
Yeah.
or maybe you're not like, you don't behave like your normal Singaporean guy. Maybe.
What's a normal
So what's a normal Singaporean guy?
Do
Actually,
tell.
Actually, it's quite basic too.
Very
Yeah,
Uniqlo.
I read the army shirt just now. I just seen it. I recently was seeing some NUS whisper some confession shit. Then this girl was ranting, why all the guys like to wear the army shirt? Then see the comments everybody like, dude, it's free, it's comfortable lah. It's
And
like
it's
it's like
cooling,
girls wearing your
FPTs.
orientation shirts
I
all the
don't wear
time,
that
right?
shit anymore.
It's
Oh
the
my
same
God.
lah. Like guys wear it because it's comfortable, it's cool, and it's free lah. It's like,
Right.
yeah lah, exactly. That's exactly what is the reason. We are practical lah. Guys are very practical lah, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah.
But I guess going back to the question, what's like a typical Singaporean guy? If we go to like the dating app context, from my experience, it's usually quite hard to talk to them, I feel. Like sometimes when you're just chatting over text.
Yeah.
I feel like they don't know how to start a conversation or they don't know what to say. But then, just to be fair to Kenneth, since he's here, so it's I guess the girl also need to put in an effort, right? In order to keep the conversation going.
Right.
Actually, we have a friend, a common friend. She's a very quiet person. Yeah, like I think even because I think we were colleagues lah. So even as colleagues, they know her for quite a while. Before I joined, you also find that she didn't really open up to you guys that much also, right? Only much later, then she started to open up a bit more and showing her personality a bit more.
Well, we traveled together.
Yeah.
Right.
Only through that trip, right? The Mongolia trip, right? Then you all became closer. Yeah, but then it's like, even now, like, we are quite close friends. Like, even with text, sometimes you see her reply is like okay
Right.
or haha, and then the conversation then end there.
Right.
But then it's like I also realize like it's not because she's not interested in carrying on the conversation. It's because she don't know what to say.
Right.
Yeah, and I think so sometimes like I think for her it's also she's single now, but like I think for her she also had to kind of be in a relationship because I think guys may see it as she's
Lack
not
of
interested.
interest.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like texting is a skill. Yeah.
It is
My texting not bad, right?
Yeah lah,
Yeah,
lah.
the
Walao.
texting skill is
my
decent
texting,
lah.
my texting.
Like shit.
Nice. Hey. I know you and Tammy are very good at texting, I feel. When I talk to you guys.
Yeah. We are.
Yeah. Then I remember once, right? I don't know whether Tammy remember this, but I think we were like in secondary school. Then I remember she said before like something like my texting was bad. Then
Your
I'm like,
texting.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, mini hug.
Because I was in secondary school with the SMS, right?
Yeah,
SMS costs
yeah.
money.
So you must. So
Minimum characters.
yeah. So I remember that. Then I was like, oh, okay, I put in more effort.
Oh.
but why was it
remember.
bad? Like you don't
I can't
carry on
remember
the
why.
conversation?
Maybe. Yeah. Then I was like, oh wow, I didn't know. So that's when I realized, right, texting got standard one.
Yeah. I mean, it's not standard. I think it's just
As in
different
there's a-
styles.
But-
Yeah. There's like a
But you guys also will you guys also consider MSN as part of your generation?
Yeah.
Like, MSN is kind of like texting.
Yeah, we used
uh,
to
yeah.
understand.
So I guess
But
that
I say
was
about a
boring.
lot of dumb shit.
MSN a lot of dumb shit.
Yeah.
You can put like a lot of letters into
Yeah,
emojis
like
or like
sad-
GIFs, right?
sad-
Then when you type, it's like fucking drawing a picture.
Yeah.
Oh.
Then got weird words
Correct,
come out. The LOL is a
Yeah.
GIF
I remember
playing
last
out.
time we were like going like, okay, what do I put in my status today?
Yeah.
What emo lyric
Yeah.
filter?
share the music that I'm listening to.
Yeah, so I
Venom
love
is
extra
listening
culture.
to some weep Japanese songs.
Yes.
Oh my god, those days. Okay, but yeah, what kind of like how do you find texting Singaporean guy?
No, actually I want to ask first. Sorry. You saying about like when someone you match with, I'm curious to know what do you think is okay or problematic for whatever the guy texts at the start.
What do you
Because
know?
I feel like online, right, sometimes I think in the Western world they like, your first text is very important.
Oh.
So some guys they try to be witty.
Okay.
They start off by a joke,
Yeah.
and all that shit. Like what do you think has worked for guys and what doesn't work for some of the things that they type?
It's like
Yeah.
what makes it creepy.
Like, cause if you
and
do
what
some
makes it-
jokes, it can just be cringy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
guy, dude, yeah, boy, you're not funny, Yeah.
That's so sad though. I mean, I haven't experienced any creepy jokes, so thank God. But I think what is a bit like boring is like, hey, how you doing? Like,
Okay.
or like, how's your day? Like, then when I receive those kind of messages, I'm like, do you really care how my day is? Like, you don't even know.
You don't care about strangers' days.
Yeah, that's why. So I mean, then I'll be like, okay, like I just ate lunch. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what to reply to. How's your day? So I mean, like I quite like openers, which kind of like reference something you wrote in a profile or something like interesting or
like if you put it, I like
topic.
horror. Then
Yeah,
yeah,
then
have you
like-
seen this movie?
yeah, like feed off or just like ask about pics, that kind of thing. I mean, not ask. I mean, ask about like certain profile pictures, or like there's a
So
story. or
use
whatever.
that as like to start a conversation
Yeah.
rather than how are you, like.
Yeah, I mean, do you
Hey.
really care how am I? Or like, to be honest lah, like a random stranger.
I guess when you see the profile and then you chose a question based on it also shows that you're customizing
Yeah.
the text instead of just like spray and pray, all the girls that he matched with, right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't
That's
remember
true.
what was my texting, my opening lines though. I literally cannot remember.
You
I
can
mean,
go
it's
and
been
request.
quite-
How would
Yeah.
I have done it? I don't think I would have thought about it that way. I'll probably be one of those boring ass. Hey.
No, but then to be fair, maybe not all profiles have interesting things to bounce off.
Yeah,
of, so.
yeah.
I
Then-
mean, there are some girls with very boring profiles. There's some
Yeah.
guys with
That's
very
true.
boring
Yeah.
profiles.
That's
so.
true.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
then he got nothing to go with. They'll be like, "Hey, how are you?"
But I
all?"
wouldn't match with those kind of profiles.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
I feel like I'm quite picky. Like,
It's
because I mean, like, you want to filter like what you match with also. So
Mm.
like, if the person is like quite good looking or cute or whatever, attractive, but the profile don't really have substance, like
Nope.
I won't really engage. Yeah.
That's interesting. Sorry, yeah. You
Ah,
wanted to ask
I
about
can't remember.
texting. Something relating to texting.
Just like, what you saying?
Can't remember.
Yeah, I also don't remember. So yeah.
So do you more often meet Oh no, wait, actually a question before that. I remember I was gonna ask about Singaporean guys, but before that, do you typically match with Singaporean guys actually nowadays on the apps? Or actually in Singapore, can you match with non-Singaporeans?
I mean, expats lor. Yeah.
Would you match with expats?
I think I have, but I don't think I met any. Yeah.
Okay, so then I guess we can go back to my question about texting Singaporean guys. Like
But
their
Singaporeans
style.
guys got a spectrum,
Yeah,
man. They're
that's
not just
true.
like one.
Yeah, we are
Yeah.
not one-dimensional guys. Woo, that's hope for us. Oh, you single guys. Woo. Celebrate, rise up. Oh, you single brothers, rise up.
You're not all just coffee and whiskey.
Do you regret? Do you regret this?
No coffee,
Slightly.
regret. No regret, I tell you.
Yeah, I think I mean there's a spectrum lah. So like I
That's
think
with
naturally
everybody.
naturally the type of people that I match with are like that a certain like type. Like,
So what's the type?
I mean more like artsy, more into like film, music and sporty, like to be like roadside philosophers.
Oh. Interesting. Interesting.
What's a roadside philosopher versus like an armchair philosopher?
I don't know, roadside is just like a bit more like just deep squat. Asian squat on the ground. I don't know, armchair just sounds so like formal.
Like I'm there with my coffee in the fireplace, my sweater vest.
Yeah, exactly. Roadside is like anywhere goes. Yeah.
Like, do you think, have you had like guys giving very like red flags? What kind of red flags have you
Oh.
encountered?
Oh my god, that
Like-
sounds like I have lots of stories. Oh
No.
Because
it's
I don't know whether like how often do you still hear guys who are very misogynistic
Oh.
or like very incel like
Right.
kind.
I think there's this dude which I matched with on Tinder, and then we chatted for a bit, and then I think he kind of had a very like low energy kind of vibes lah. I mean, you could tell that he was still kind of like. So the things he was saying was like, he's just destined to be like single forever,
Oh my god, so negative.
and like
Okay.
he will say things like I'll probably like fall into like society's idea of like companionship, so I'll probably end up with someone anyway even though I don't want it, like along those vibes lah. It's not verbatim but like yeah, those kind of ideas. So I'll just be like
so not attractive.
yeah, so I'll just be like okay. Then I was thinking like, who hurt you, man? And then
Is that quite, isn't that the roadside philosopher?
no, but he's not even philosophizing, he's just like being like
He's just beating himself
yeah,
up.
he's just being
Low self-esteem?
like
kind of?
pitying himself.
Yeah, mellowing
Yeah,
himself.
so then I mean I think I can engage. So I just engage. I was just curious to know. I was
Therapy.
like, dude.
You're just giving him therapy session,
Oh my
right?
god, you're
like,
the
where's
roadside
this-
therapist.
I think so. I was like, oh, where's this coming from? Blah blah. Then he was like, oh, I had a bad breakup. Blah blah. Then I was like, I mean, it sounded like the whole world was like, against him, and he was like never gonna find anyone to love. Like his heart just got broken like so hard that like everyone's just gonna break his heart like continuously. And then he just sounded like a teenager in secondary school who like got his heart broken for the first time, is never gonna love again.
Oh,
Oh.
no.
Vibe.
And
You
he's
have to
what, how
listen to
old?
all the sad songs on repeat, right? That kind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it's about, I think maybe a bit older than me, 1 or 2 years. Yeah. And then
Interesting.
yeah, it's
Wow.
just like
That is a red flag.
yeah.
Any other red flags that you have encountered?
That was this one was it was more on text. So this guy I was chatting with on Bumble, and I was during COVID period last. We didn't really meet. We chatted for like a month, and then we were talking about this film called Promising Young Woman.
Okay, I
you
never
ever seen
watched.
it?
I've never
No.
watched.
So okay, the premise of Promising Young Woman is basically there's this woman, she's the protagonist / antagonist who, her basically the whole movie is about her like trying to take revenge for a best friend who committed suicide, who took her own life because she was raped at a party, but then like no one like stood up.
Is it a documentary?
No,
Or
it's
is it
a fiction film.
Okay.
Yeah. But then, okay, so side plot is that in Promising Young Woman, she meets like one of her. She works at a cafe, so encounters like one of her old schoolmates in the cafe lah. So the guy was very persistent in like wanting to like meet her and hang out. So his persistence eventually like wore off, and then they started dating. So there were like quite a few. So he's the kind of like self-proclaimed nice guy. Like when you see him, he's like, oh, them like nice vibes, very goofy, very quirky.
Why don't you want to date me? I'm such a nice guy.
Yeah. Then he like very like got hilarious, got like comedic elements kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then so like when we watch the movie, we don't really see some of the things he does as red flags because we just like, he's a nice guy kind of thing. So I was talking about this film this guy, and then I was like, oh, these are some of like the red flags. I pointed it out. So some of the red flags, just to like explain, is that they were in a coffee shop, and then he would like, I think she made a joke about like him like spitting into his coffee, and then he actually like so she spit into his coffee and said like, no, I don't want to go out with you. That was like the first time that they met, and then he drank the coffee like in front of her just to be like funny about it. It was like a bit weird. And then the second time is like when they finally went on a date, then he like walked her. They were just walking aimlessly, and then suddenly he was like, oh, this is my house, like do you wanna like, and then she was like, what, dude, what the fuck, like you planned it, it's not like by chance, right? And then there was another time they were just like in bed, and then they were like joking, and then suddenly he was like, shut the fuck up, you fucking bitch, or something like in a jokey kind of way, where it's meant to seem like affectionate, but then it was just like felt a bit like
it's
off,
weird
came out of nowhere lah. So then these were the red flags. So then started talking to the dude about it, and then he was like, I think people are too sensitive these days, and then he proceeded to type like this essay in like point form addressing each of the red flag and like justifying why he thought it wasn't a red flag. And I was just like, yeah, no, like I don't think I can be like engage this conversation anymore. Yeah.
Especially if the movie was set up to show that these are red flags to begin with, you know what I mean? So he clearly thinks there's nothing wrong with it, right?
Yeah.
I think the issue is he got so defensive about it.
Yeah. I mean, it's okay if you're
It's like
if
that.
you could have slightly different opinion.
It's fine,
just
but
like
the
it's
essay
about
with point forms, I was like,
It's like that the article we read about the 63-year-old.
yeah.
So he got defensive.
So she
I
shared
shared him also.
I read a bit. I read halfway. I couldn't really bother. I just like whatever lah. So put in context, there's this dude wrote an article about him
He's
leaving
63.
his wife. Yeah, he's 63. He got together with a girl who's
22.
Yeah, 22. And he's basically, the article is just justifying why this relationship he had with this girl is normal. He don't understand why people don't understand. Yeah, and the relationship is not the usual transactional relationship that you see between a 60 and a 20-year-old person.
Yeah.
So that was
The whole
essentially the article, right?
justifying in his
And
Right?
after a while,
Justifying
it's just
what
kind of
point
but it's like a lot of those, like there's actually in the article a lot of so-called red flags, which he kind of brushed it off, saying that, oh, this is just like that, you know. Yeah, but it's like still doesn't feel right, you know. That girl is the same age as your kids. Yeah.
You're younger than the kids.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Right.
But it's like I mean,
Oh,
to be honest,
she's younger than the
to
kids.
be honest, it's like, okay lah, whatever lah, you want to, if this is what you believe in and so on, if the girl also happy, you all are happy at this moment, then whatever lah, you know. But I guess the problem is when he tried to
explain,
tell the world that this is normal.
Yeah.
And I don't know when it's like, so you start thinking like, why he write it? Did he write it so that he wants to change people's mind? Did he expect that when he finished the article, people will be like, you know what, this guy makes sense? Yeah,
Maybe write him an email.
you know, I apologize for
Thinking it's
thinking
creepy.
it's creepy. Yeah, now I think that your love is true and
Yeah.
beautiful. I don't think he got the reaction he expected lah.
Right.
So
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
yeah.
But it's a whole different topic altogether.
No different topic.
Yeah, man. Oh, I remember one more. Like
Oh my
this
God.
was like 4 or 5 years ago. So like this guy, like we dated for a bit, but then I didn't realize it then because I was still not like in a very good headspace. But I realized that he was like projecting a lot of like what his ideal girl was onto me. But then it was very weird because he would like say to me, because last time I had blonde hair, and then I was quite tan, so he'd be like, "Oh, I like fair girls with like black hair." Like this
Wow.
he'll say it to me, and I'll be like, "Cool, like okay." thanks for the fun fact.
Yeah.
But then it was like, I didn't know what to do.
Yeah,
The
like, are you
information.
supposed to change for him?
Yeah, and then at that point of time, I felt a bit like shitty. I was like, okay, like, don't know what to do lah. Then,
get what I
like,
mean?
Actually, that's a huge red flag.
Yeah,
Like,
but I
he's
didn't
saying
know,
it to
you know.
want to. He's saying it to manipulate the girl, make her feel bad so that she will change.
Yeah,
you know.
but I didn't know. I was
Yeah.
like some dumb like
It's
25
okay.
year
You've
old.
learned now.
Oh my god.
My
Because
God.
it's interesting also. Like, I think some people when they get into a certain relationship, they go in thinking they can change the other person.
Mm.
Like, I'll make this person a better person.
Yeah, you can't
know?
save people.
I guess like sometimes I think that's what some that's why girls like bad boys.
Mm.
Yes, when we were younger, cause it's like, you know, this guy, like I am the only person who can make him straight. You know,
right.
Straight.
Yeah.
set him straight, not make him straight.
Set
Set him straight, not make him
straight.
straight. If he's straight, he's straight. Sorry, I
him
apologize to the LGBTQ.
Oh my
People are very
God.
sensitive these days.
Enough, what have you done?
Apologize. Please don't cancel me. I'm in a dark place. YouTube
Your notes apology.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm in a
shit.
dark place. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I get what you're saying. Yeah. I think I had a bit of that in my second relationship
Oh.
where like I was kind of like in a mindset where like, oh, this guy, my ex was like not troubled lah, but he had issues.
Mm.
And then maybe I subconsciously thought that, oh, I could like help him through it. But then after that, I realized that, oh, you can't really save anyone. And it's very hard to like change people. So it
Yeah.
really has to come from like within,
Yeah.
Mm.
which was why the whole like self-awareness and working on yourself thing was important.
Yeah.
Because you can be like freaking self-aware, but not give a shit or not change anything.
It's very difficult to help someone who doesn't want to help themselves.
Yeah, that's
lah.
why.
I think one of the things that I've learned over time is, is if people don't give a damn about things that they should do,
Yeah.
then like even if you care about this person, like you shouldn't beat yourself up too much that you cannot help this person, because ultimately, I mean, regardless of whatever stories or whatever trauma that they had, like you only can go this far for someone, I feel. Yeah.
I mean, because you can't do that thing.
You
for
can't
that
live
person.
their life also,
It has to
right?
come from within.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Cool.
Wow. So it's what you learn, and then that's why it led to what you're looking out for in this time round when you're looking for.
But it's quite interesting. I think like so I have some friends who are like evergreen, right? I usually advise them to just get in a relationship.
Yeah, I would do that. I
Yeah,
would advise
just
that.
Right.
just be in a relationship, because like I'm not saying like just casually just pull one person and do it lah. Like don't be,
Do
but
it.
but like don't
Do it!
just do it, just do it.
What are you waiting for?
Yeah, because it's like you won't really know how you are like in a relationship until you're in one.
Yeah.
Cause I think like as someone who got in a relationship when I was in 21 with my ex, I think I had a lot of
Expectations?
expectations
Preconceived notions?
and like a lot of fantasy.
Ah.
Right.
Yeah, I get fantasy about like what a relationship should be like. Yeah. So that inevitably put expectations not just on the girl but also on myself. Yeah, and I realized that one of the reason why our relationship didn't work out, actually it comes a lot from myself, because because I'm usually a giver in a relationship. Like I like to give in. I like to like not want to have conflicts. So I give in to kind of resolve all these problems. But I didn't realize that, and I thought that was what a boyfriend should do. I shouldn't be like, sometimes I'm upset with how she's reacting, but I feel like I shouldn't react negatively also, because I'm just gonna feed this conflict. So I should be the bigger person. I should just like, okay, never mind, it's my fault. I'm sorry. So I tend to like to do that in the relationship. And I don't think she did it all the time and like I didn't think that she took advantage of it. I don't think she did. But I think I just always put it on myself. Yeah. And I think over time, that created a lot of resentment in me, which makes me feel very, very jaded and tired of the relationship.
Right.
And I wouldn't say it's her fault, because I never openly communicated about all these things. Yeah. So that's why I decided to move on from the relationship, because at that point I didn't realize all these things. It's only as I grow older I realized, oh, I have all this expectation of what I should be doing as a boyfriend. And even if I'm very tired, like sometimes I just don't want to do it, I wouldn't say no.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll still go and do it. Yeah.
But yeah, going back to your original
Sorry,
point
I'm
about clearing your throat.
Oh my god.
No, but going back to the original point about
You're
the-
not used to talking so much, is it?
Yes, a lot. Okay.
You know, like those people who are evergreen should just go and try out being in a relationship. Yeah, I mean, coming from somebody who only got in a first relationship at 25, yeah, man, relate. Would recommend, but then I know
Highly recommend. 5 of
5 stars on Goodreads. But I mean, to be fair, it's also very hard for somebody who's evergreen to know how to even get into a relationship in the first place.
Yeah.
So it's very hard. There's really that like barrier you can't get
That's true.
across, So yeah, it's hard lah. But then if you don't try, you also won't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't
That's
put
the
yourself
thing.
out there.
But then that's also assuming that people who are evergreen want
Yeah,
relationships.
correct,
If they don't,
correct.
then
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Oh shit, I had a question. Now I can't remember.
Damn it, bad.
Relationship.
Unreliable.
Situationship.
Like my calendar.
Oh, these inside jokes.
Oh shit.
The audience will be like, the fuck? Ah, calendar. Ha 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 ha. Then they hear the laugh track, then they try to laugh also. And they don't know what's going on.
Right.
Oh, I wanted to ask PL, like, were there any expectations that you placed on yourself that you only realized in hindsight from your previous relationships?
Expectations on myself.
Like how he said he had this expectation to be the perfect giving boyfriend.
Oh, I actually my first, probably not my first lah, but my second one, quite similar, I guess, to kind of like, I think we were quite codependent, so like we relied on each other for like emotional support a lot, to a point that it probably got a bit enmeshed, but
Enmeshed meaning like you
very
felt like
reliant
his
on-
feelings were your
yeah,
feelings.
it's like very like two become one kind of thing, and it was not good lah. But at the time, I thought I was like, oh my god, like the souls like connected.
Oh, then you like crying in depression.
Like-
souls are connected.
That's why it felt very like intense.
Mm.
Yeah, and then so I'm also the type at that point of like 2 or 3 years ago, I was very I would give a lot, and I also don't really like conflict, or I would kind of like push down my own needs to kind of like satisfy that, and to have a satisfactory outcome, or to kind of like, I don't want to rock the boat.
Yeah.
And then I was also afraid that, oh shit, what if I bring this up and then like shit hits the fan, like what if it ends? So at that point of time, I was also like, I guess you could say I was like abandoning myself and my own needs. So I didn't see that my needs were worthy enough to be like spoken about. So that's something that I realized on hindsight. It's just true, like like if you don't stand up for yourself, like, because I think if you feel it comes from inside, like if you feel you're not worthy enough, or if you don't feel like your needs are even that important to be able to voice in a relationship, then that's like kind of an issue. So on hindsight, like this was what I learned, like standing or placing boundaries, like being able to voice those boundaries and know that it's okay to have these kind of needs and boundaries.
Yeah.
And if the other person cannot like meet you at that space or meet you halfway, then that's not on you lah, that's on the other person.
Yeah.
And then so that's what I learned.
I was thinking, because I think then I probably had said on other episode podcast before, I think why I feel like my relationship even works is because we are able to have difficult conversations. Yeah.
I know.
Because that one, I appreciate it a lot lah, because like you say, like the idea of like, oh, if I bring this up, will this rock the boat?
Yeah.
If you are always having that fear, it can make the relationship very difficult and very emotionally draining. Yeah, because you're always like tiptoeing around, and then it's so intense, emotionally draining. Yeah, I can see it being very tiring. Yeah.
Choose love.
Yeah.
Not fear.
Yeah, choose comfort.
No, I mean, because like a lot of decisions that we make, like they can come from a place of fear. Like, I'm afraid this is gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'm afraid this person's not gonna accept me.
Yeah.
I'm afraid that like my needs are not worthy to be said, and like I'm afraid I'm being judged lah. But then you also forget that you need to like you need to be compassionate towards yourself also.
Yeah.
Because you are human.
Yeah.
And you have a right to have all these like needs and wants, and it's like, you have to come from a space of like loving yourself, and then it's like spread the love.
Yeah,
But
like
it's also-
you. Sorry, no, continue.
Oh, this feel like a Zoom meeting. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Hello? You can hear me? Hello? And lagging. You go. No. No,
Okay,
you.
okay, enough.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, continue.
I was gonna say that, but I guess it's very hard to also know, like yourself if you
It
don't know
is.
yourself before going into the relationship,
Yeah,
right? You know what I
it's
mean?
hard, lah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess also, is it like being older and having had experiences you've had, then you are more self-aware, like truly self-aware, and then you bring that to the table, and then in hopes that the next relationship would then be, more stable in a sense.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think that's true. Cause I don't think it's very. I don't know. I haven't really like when I went into dating, I was like, okay, I want to meet someone who's like my equal. But then I realized that that's a bit hard because that's already having expectations.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then so I think I was listening to this like podcast, but like
Huh?
Eric,
Which podcast? Is it podcast? No?
uh,
That's all for
no, it's like
Insecure. Shout out to my 5 listeners.
Including Joanne.
Joanne, shout out Joanne. Shout out to who listened to
Tammy.
Tammy, BFOG 90.
Wait, anyway, you're listening to a podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Enough.
I'm very distracted. Insecure. Sorry, my insecurity is getting the better of me.
So the podcast is like it's just a philosophy podcast lah. Like philosophize this, I'm sure. you know. And then so he was touching on like Eric Fromm's like the art of loving.
Mm-hmm.
So then basically his concepts is about how like love should come from a very unconditional space. Like a lot of love now in relationships is very conditional, right? Like it's more of like for example, dating apps, like you craft like an image of yourself and you put yourself out there. And then you're basically saying the shit of yourself is like, oh, I boulder, oh, I like dive, I like bake,
Yeah.
I'm like
I'm
freaking
like-
awesome,
I'm damn
like a catch.
exciting.
Yeah, that's why it's
Yeah.
the whole thing, right? I'm damn witty, I'm damn cultured. So
That's
it's
true,
like
that's
it's
true.
like here's what I can offer, and then other people look. It's like, oh, what can I offer in exchange of that? So it's very
Yeah.
like
That's
transitional
true,
in
that's
a
true.
sense.
That's true.
Yeah. So then
Never thought about it that way, yeah.
yeah. So then what Eric Fromm says is like, oh, okay, we need to. I mean, love in its ideal form is like super pure. It's not complicated. It's not complex. It's super simple. Because you don't place expectations on other people. Like you can love, but you don't expect anything back. But it's super hard lah. It's very ideal. Right? And it's like he was saying that how like love is like mastery. Like you need to keep practicing every day. Like the art of to love is to really like to practice it with people. Because it doesn't come so naturally to people to want to love. But anyway, so like going back to like your question. Wait, what's your question again?
What's my question?
What's your question?
Oh,
What's
that-
my question?
Something about expectations. Oh no, like meeting someone who's my equal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so then I was trying to adopt like practice lah. I was trying to practice that mindset, right? Try not like have expectations back. So it's more of like whatever I can
Less
offer,
transactional.
I will just like put it out there, but it's not like I'm expecting anything back.
Mm.
And if like something good happens out of it, then great. But if we stay friends, I'm still like
That's
there as
still
a-
what you
yeah,
are.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's why.
Guess that makes
But
sense.
it's quite hard. It's hard lah to actively
Yeah.
like tell yourself that,
Mm.
practice
Yeah.
it.
I'm just wondering, like, would this be the same if it's not through a dating app? How would things be different? Because you're saying that dating app is basically you set off an image, a
Yeah.
first expectation. So you are like you have to either live up to that or like maybe you're not so different. I don't know. There's all these
Right.
dynamics about setting
Right.
expectation for yourself and on other
Yeah.
people. I'm just wondering if let's say you get to know each other as friends first or like colleagues first and then slowly
Like,
progress, but would the dynamics be
Oh.
very different?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
think
because
so.
you all were friends first, right? Then
Yeah.
colleagues.
I think so because I think it'll be.
But
the
actually we
dynamics
progress
will
quite
be,
fast, sort of.
I guess quite fast.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to hold hands until we're together or something like that, right?
So
No, man.
cute.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So I have a very, I guess, like, it's very weird, right? This whole thing,
No,
like,
it's not weird. It's
do you
what you're
hold hands?
comfortable
Are you
with.
considered together? Not together?
But what is your definition of together? Do you like date for a certain period of time, then like
Like what I thought right before we
Yeah.
got together was I thought we would like have this period of called dating
Yeah.
before we become like official.
Official.
But then he was like, I wouldn't hold hands of somebody who's not my girlfriend or something like that. Then I was like, oh, okay.
I don't isn't it, yeah, so I never had this grey area. I
Yeah,
just find it
yeah,
very
yeah.
weird. Like, if you're holding hands, you should be girlfriend, boyfriend, right? Yeah.
But hold hands is like, you know.
But if you hold hands, like you should. What's this?
I don't know.
What's this? If I'm in front of me, but
Don't jealous.
they're jealous. No, but it's like I don't know. I just find it. I guess it also goes back to that idea of like, you know, what do I expect in a relationship? What is a relationship like? Yeah, I feel like some of these things like then it's like you're almost like together. Might as well just consider yourself a girlfriend boyfriend. But I never thought about it like, oh, you know, you need to date first to see whether you're compatible
Right.
before you're official.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So I guess that's why we kind of became boyfriend and girlfriend so fast lah. Yeah.
How fast was fast? Like, how many?
I think we really met each other and get to know each other for
1 month?
I think September, October.
Oh.
And
But then
by January we were together.
as like friends.
Yeah.
But I think it was only like we only
December.
like met up on dates or whatever 1 month. I think December.
Yeah. Then January, end of January, I'm like, oh,
Stayed.
like together lor.
Stay
Then
one.
then it's like, then I brought up like, oh, girlfriend. Then she's like,
I can imagine that
her
face.
face like
Yeah.
that. I was like,
Oh my god, it's bad.
I was like, then it's like she cringed at the idea of being called a girlfriend.
Labels.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
I don't know what to
label.
do with this situation.
I
Sure, I
imagine
just call
sia.
you as that person.
That person.
Oh my god.
Wait, but the question was that what the dynamics would be different. I think it'll be different compared to like.
I think you'll still have different expectations.
Yeah, correct,
Mm.
correct.
If you're a friend versus like
Because you like the person eventually also. It's not like when you're on dating app, you know you're there because people want to meet people.
So
There's
there's-
that initial barrier of expectation.
So I have this friend. She mentioned before like once you be a friend with this person as friends for too long and you're never get into a relationship,
friend zone.
it's very hard to see that person as someone who
Mm.
you can be romantically interested in.
I had that friend. One friend told me that also. Like
Yeah.
he said that like if he almost like every girl that a close friend that he makes,
Yeah.
there will be like a time frame.
Yeah.
where, like, maybe there's a tiny crush or whatever.
Yeah.
And then once you pass that, then like that's it. No more.
Like
Just like
became
set in stone as friends.
pla-
Yeah.
platonic already.
But I guess it depends on the person's like comfort level because it's not sight. It's not like there's like a specific rubric. So
It's not lah, but
Yeah.
yeah, I just find it interesting because I also thought about it like actually if you start off as friends generally, I feel like and you get in a relationship, it may be healthier, quote unquote. I'm not saying it's always true, but I
But I
just feel
feel-
like the gradual understanding of knowing each other before you decide to commit a relationship.
But
Helps,
I wonder whether
yeah.
that means that even as your friends, there's always this undercurrent of sexual
Yeah,
tension.
You just suddenly so excited. Sexual tension! I'm just like, what's going on? Girls, you girls.
because I know she
Yeah, she knew where I was going to
You
say,
need to
right?
calm down, okay?
Cannot do me, just because
So
I left out of
夸张
And then
left out of our inside joke.
like girls will be like sexual tension, guys will be like, you know, be like sexual tension.
See, and now you completely made a joke of what I was saying.
And you're so excited about sexual tension. In chanting at the same pitch also. Sexual tension.
Right, that means, so wait, getting back to my point. That means, if you're going to be friends getting the relationship, does that mean that there was always that underlying sexual tension? I wonder lah.
So
I wonder.
yeah, I think it depends. Like how it depends on what you value lah. Like in terms of like whether like sexual attractiveness and like the tension, how important it is for you versus like all the other traits that you care about as a partner lah. Like being able
No,
to.
but I'm saying not sexual tension just in sexual tension. It means like attraction basically.
Yeah. Right.
There's still that like base level of attraction.
I mean, it also go back to like whether a guy and a girl can have a strictly platonic relationship.
I think can.
I think there are people who don't believe in it. Yeah.
Do you believe?
I remember
No.
seeing a clip by, I think, what's that guy's name? Steve Harvey.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Steve Harvey.
That's
that-
the
the
bald
whole
guy,
show,
Family
Miss
Feud.
Uni-
Family
oh,
Feud. Yeah,
yeah.
Miss
No,
Universe.
screw up Miss Universe.
Yeah. So he said it's like, or not possible, like 99.9% of the guys when they are still with a girl as friends, it's only because the girl has made it clear that he's not gonna get into her pants. Yeah, but he said that like the moment the girl shows a crack in this so-called resolve, yeah, the guy will go in for it.
But you also got a lot of
So
female
yeah, so
friends,
I'm just thinking like, is
Yeah.
it really? But like,
I don't
no.
think so, leh.
Yeah, I mean like I'm in a relationship, so like I draw my lines lah. I know that I wouldn't go this above this because I don't want to hurt Yvette, right? So it's like I know that I wouldn't go beyond that. Yeah. So it's just like, but then for me, I do believe you can have platonic friendships with
the opposite
yeah,
sex.
with opposite sex
Yeah.
lah. As long as you
You know your boundaries.
define the
lah.
boundaries
Yeah.
properly, lor.
Because
Yeah.
even with same-sex friendships, you also got boundaries, what? Right?
I never thought about it that way. It's like the boundary is like you don't even think about it because you don't want to cross it anyway.
True.
Yeah.
Unless you're
No, I mean, I don't mean like sexual tension boundaries lah.
Sexual tension!
I
Wasn't
mean,
even
like
that
in
high
gen-
pitched.
Yeah, exactly. In the first
But
place,
yours
our
suddenly
voices,
depends.
our voices
It's not even
are
that high pitch lah. Exaggerating.
You are exaggerating.
I am.
But you were saying
What was I
same
saying?
sex.
As in, like, in all relationships, there are boundaries lah, right? You know what I mean?
Mm.
So, it's just knowing what kind of boundaries to draw
Yeah,
lor.
yeah.
Yeah.
So at this moment, you're just still looking out lah.
Oh, any situationships?
No, I mean currently seeing someone.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Okay.
What?
Reflex.
Oh, it's suddenly awkward.
Reflex.
Wait, is that situationship?
No, like dating.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The grey area.
But not DT.
DTR.
yeah. Okay.
DTR.
Yeah. Any tips on
On
Using
what?
app.
using the app or like any?
Oh, what's your favorite
If
app?
someone
What?
no, we're
If
not
someone
sponsored. if someone is not really into dating apps,
Right.
what are the things you would tell this person to
Mm.
let them maybe
Change.
consider trying?
Right. I mean, I would say it's a good way to meet people you don't usually get to meet. But in some weird way, the people I've met are kind of like in my industry.
Oh.
So,
I
but
think it's called the trait they're looking for. They tend to be in that industry
yeah lah. But I mean,
somewhat.
I also don't think I'll get to meet them in real life because of like
Mm.
chance. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like yeah. But I have met like interesting people from other fields who I don't think I'll meet normally or would ever like chance upon. So I mean, it is an interest. Like it's a good way to kind of like know what's out there. I mean, it's not everything is out there, but it's more of like, it's an interesting experience lah.
Mm.
Just need to be like a bit careful,
Mm.
like when you put yourself out there, cause
Oh,
It's the
food is
food.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kenneth, we can go and collect.
Pause. We have a delayed ending.
pause.
So does she continue talking?
No, wait for me. Come on.
Oh.
Then you talk without me.
Kenneth is the face of podcast.
He's right there though.
Yeah. Oh my god, funny stories though. I got one.
Oh my god, please share. Okay, wait,
Wait.
continue. Any tips first and then funny story.
Oh, okay, wait. So, okay, if you're gonna like dating apps, I guess like I think it's worth a try if you haven't tried it before, just purely to get the experience and to know. You really get to meet a lot of different people, lah.
Mm.
And I mean, even if you're not looking to date, some apps have like a friend function.
Huh? Like Bumble.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I mean,
But your
those-
friend can be the
Interesting.
same sex friend, right?
yeah. Cause a lot of people like they go on dating apps, then they like, oh, but I'm just looking for friends. I'm not looking for a relationship. So that's why you have to be clear on what you're looking for, lor. Like it's fine if you're like looking for someone to text, as long as the other party's aware of it. So there's no like differing expectations. Yeah, because I feel that okay, for me right now, I'm just like pretty clear. I just put my expectations out there. Like say it up quite early. I'm like, oh, I'm looking for a long term thing, and that kind of like cancels out a lot of casual, any hookups, friends kind of thing.
Mm.
So it's what you're comfortable with putting out there. A lot of people are cool to just like go with the flow and see if anything happens. Yeah.
Which is a more mature way of looking at it, I guess. Instead of just
Yeah.
diving in and okay,
Yeah,
I'm gonna marry you.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
why. But I
Okay.
think like both people kind of have to be like looking for similar things
Yeah.
to even go with the flow. You know what I mean?
Mm.
What if one is looking for just like casual, and then one is like looking for serious, and then but they go with the
Clash.
flow, and then
Yeah.
they like like each other, but then the casual person is like, oh, I just want to hang out. Like, I don't want to define this.
Then the other party will be disappointed
Yeah,
and then be
so
like, what the hell's going on?
complications.
Expectations in the end.
Yeah, it's
managing
good to
that.
talk about them, I guess.
Alright, you say you got funny
Funny
story.
story.
It's like funny on hindsight.
Okay.
Like kind of like sad funny kind of
Oh
Okay.
no, okay.
Wait, so like I met this dude on this like dating app.
Yeah.
Like that's how the story always starts. I met this dude on a dating app. And then we vibe like quite well. And then I don't know like but he turned out to be like a bit flaky. Like he couldn't like commit to like hanging out and stuff.
Red flag. Yeah. Okay.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then after that, I think at this period of time where he like asked me out, but then he would like I took a while to reply because I was in the middle of like moving. So and a while means like one day lah. Then he would delete the message. And then he'll
Ooh.
block me.
Ooh.
And then I'll be like confused. So I'll be like
then you won't reply because he blocked you, right?
no, so, he blocked as in he either deleted my contact or I think he deleted my contact because the profile picture like disappears.
Oh, so you all were texting
it's on Telegram.
Telegram.
Telegram, you don't need to give number, ma. You can give
Yeah,
the reason.
yeah.
Okay.
So like okay, so sorry, he will send a message. He sent a message to ask me out. Then if I didn't reply like within like a day, he would delete the message and then he would delete my contact.
So you see him as just like a number, you won't see
Like
his
it was
name.
just like a
or like the profile,
Yeah,
his profile
it's
picture
just
will
the
disappear.
letter, yeah.
Because if he's added you will see his
yeah,
picture.
yeah,
Okay.
correct. Now I was like confused. So I was like, oh, they sent something. Then after that he was like, oh, I just wanted to ask you out, but I think you're busy anyway. Then I
Yeah.
was just like, oh, okay. Then after that he added me back because then I could see the profile pic again. Then I was like, okay, whatever, leave it, right? Then the next day he asked me out again. Then I was gonna reply at the end of the day. Then he deleted again. And he deleted the message again. Then he like deleted my contact again. I was like, what is going on? Like, what is this like small like
Oh my
passive
God.
aggressive?
Yeah, they're
like-
bad.
Yeah.
yeah, so then I was like, okay, I think I'm just gonna like end this like in a very like mature way. So I just typed out this message. I was like, okay, sorry I wasn't replying like fast enough because I was busy with the
yeah.
move.
And he knows that you are.
Yeah. And then I was like, oh, I'm not trying to lead you on, but I don't think like we're compatible, like we're a good fit lah. So I said I hope you find someone like you fit with in the future. He deleted the whole chat for both of us. Telegram you can delete chat for both people. Like he deleted chat for both of us. Unfollowed me on all my Instagrams. And then he unmatched me on a dating app. It was so
It's damn
passive
terrible.
aggressive.
Yeah.
like I mean, just
My
be an
God.
adult about it.
It shows that he's damn insecure too, actually.
yeah, I was like,
Yeah. His ego
His
ego cannot
damn
take it.
weak.
I was like, holy shit. I was
His
like,
ego cannot take it.
confused,
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny on hindsight.
Yeah.
Funny sad.
Yeah, it's like a ooh.
yeah.
He's trying to show he alpha. Because a beta will just patiently wait
Yeah.
for 2 weeks. Hey, I think you didn't see the message. You saw the 2 blue tick, but like, hey, I don't think you saw it, but I was about to ask you out that week, like 2 weeks ago for a date last week. But maybe you didn't see it. That's what a beta
Oh
will
my god,
do.
that's a beta move.
Thanks for listening.
Oh my god.
That's
Yeah.
Oh my god.
that's crazy.
That's a red flag all the way.
Yeah.
Actually, it's good lah. Get
Yeah.
rid of them before you invest too much into.
He got rid of
them.
himself.
yeah, I literally like
Yeah.
was willing to
So he
hang
didn't
out.
even reply. I was expecting him to give
No,
a
he didn't.
rant.
He didn't even reply the message.
Okay.
He like put himself in the trash can, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even do it.
Whatever,
I was
yeah.
just like, I was okay to engage.
Yeah. You.
Oh my
you-
god.
it's so tiring. You can't deal with this kind of people. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite sad lah. I mean, I hope he like figures his shit out lah, because it's not sustainable in the long run if he's
Yeah.
gonna like meet other people. Like, I truly hope that he figures his shit out. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? End on a positive note because we're all like sending positive vibes to that guy. Hope you figure your shit out.
Nah, the guy. Go and burn.
Oh my
I
god.
think we should burn.
You burning in the trash can.
Yeah, but I don't really care about random strangers. But I guess we can end the podcast here. Thanks a lot for listening. Do you enjoy your time? You want to shout
Yeah.
out any of your Instagram?
Take
Take
a
a
slice
slice home.
doesn't need
No,
a
it's
shout
okay.
out.
Oh, don't need a shout out. Hey, you shout me out, leh.
Oh,
You got
podcast.
more followers than me. But I can still add she bakes a lot good
Yeah.
cakes.
Go to
Yeah.
take a slice
Got
for
one year, me
decadent
and
chocolate
Yvette,
cakes.
our cut our birthday very close. Then we both order cakes from her.
Oh my god.
Then that year we regrets because too much
So much
cake.
cake.
It's like yes, it's nice, but it's like a lot of cake.
tree
I had to
cake.
give away the cake also because I cannot
Right.
finish it.
Yeah.
But thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Try to be a bit more, what do you call it? Frequent? Not frequent.
Yep.
What's that word?
Regular cadence.
Yeah, more regular with podcasts.
Hope we get some good tips from PL on dating apps.
And these two lovebirds.
What lovebirds?
From the
You see, she
house.
cringing already. She cringing already. No, love shit on the telly. Love
No,
yourself.
y'all must like
I
half
love
then
myself.
from here, ma.
Okay, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
Okay.
See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.
Bye.